Welcome to the Sophrology Network, one-of-a-kind hub connecting the world to qualified sophrologists. I'm Florence Pasteur, one of the co-founders of this platform, with my colleague Dominique Antiglio. Today, I'm proudly introducing you Audrey Zannese, one of our members. Hello, Audrey.
Hi, Florence. Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure, Audrey. Audrey, I'd like to know who inspired you in your life?
That's an interesting question. I don't have any particular role models, but I would say that generally I'm inspired by people who have the courage to live according to their convictions, to what they believe and who they truly are. And if I were to mention some big names from my background, which was much more science-based and about ecology, I would say that people like David Attenborough or even now Greta Thunberg are inspiring me. But otherwise, even just, normal people who do things that feels in accordance with their values and provide lots of services. So I could think about Captain Tom, for instance.
Yes, values is a big topic in sophrology as well. And do you have a mantra or maybe more than one mantra driving you in your life?
At the moment, my mantra is anything is possible. So every morning I wake up and I tell myself anything is possible. And actually it's something you see when you start practicing sophrology. I love how sophrology can unveil a field of possibilities around you from experiences you can have there and then. Another one which I hold dear, although the way it's phrased, I know is not quite right, but I try to always convey that message that everything starts with self-care. And so that self-care is not selfish, in the sense that really looking after yourself first will allow you to be there for others. And it's by feeding what is inside that then we can project outside.
Absolutely. And so you mentioned that you've got a scientist background, and how did you start your sophrology journey?
And that's an interesting one. Right, so how I started with sophrology, I was diagnosed with MS. And at the time I started the treatment, I went back to France because I was already doing my PhD in England at that time. And I couldn't face taking the treatment here. So I went back to France to be around my family. And I saw a French neurologist. And it's him who said, you should do some sophrology. And I was so Cartesian and skeptical. I was just like, what are you telling me? I mean, I knew what sophrology was about because I was French. I even had the mother of a friend who was a sophrologist. And I was just like, isn't that this woo-hoo type thing? But then I was also in a very bad place and I was kind of desperate. I knew I needed to do something to get better because I was just so stressed and terrified of everything. So I decided to go and see a sophrologist, to give it a try. And actually, it was amazing how in just a few weeks, it had such a big impact. It started to help with the side effects of the treatment, which I barely perceived. And interestingly, it's a couple of years later when I started to stop practicing and taking it for granted that the side effects emerged. And it also shifted something, quite a subtle changes in the way I was looking at things. And I remember a time when I felt, right, I'm not fearful anymore. I don't live every day thinking about the next relapse, thinking about what's going to happen. I can actually be in the here and the now, and I can enjoy my life. And I felt so confident that I'd had everything in me to deal with whatever would happen. So yeah, it was a powerful change.
That's really inspiring, Audrey. And because from your own pathology and the transformational journey, and I love the fact that you said, like, it's when I stopped, I took it for granted. No, there is a protection effect, but we need to keep on practicing.
Exactly. And that's also how I started my journey to become a sophrologist, not just sophrology. Because there came a point in my life, I carried on, I completed my PhD, I completed a postdoc, but there came a point when it had to be an uncompromisable part of my life. And somehow the best way to ensure that was to become a sophrologist myself.
That's really amazing. And I know that you are doing a lot of things behind the scene and that you offer to the public. What is the best things you are working on your job now?
Well, I've run for the first time this year a 12-week course, which I call the Ultimate Wellbeing Program, which is specifically designed for women living with chronic illnesses, fatigue, pain. And this is an extension of an 8-week protocol I did for a pilot study from the University of East London as a pain management intervention. But it goes beyond pain management. It's really about helping people, well, to first reconnect positively with their body, which is always, the start with sophrology, but build their positive mindset, their emotional resilience, and also help with avoiding flare-ups or managing flare-ups or pain flares. So there is an element of pain management, but also how to deal with side effects of treatment and really how to find back this confidence in your life and feeling like you're taking back control of your body and your health. And yes, I'm really proud of this program. It's like all my years of experience combined in this program. It's somewhere where I support people throughout. And I would say that's one of my best offer right now.
That's really amazing. And I'd like to hear as well that there are research behind it as well, which definitely gives lots of credibility out of there.
Yeah, we're still in the process of getting the results published, but it's been presented at a conference, the Division of Health Psychology in June this year. And it's a pilot study, it's small scale, but definitely there is an insight that sophrology is having a positive impact and can help with pain management.
That is really amazing because everyone in our lives, young or older, we do all suffer of pain. So I think it's a great asset that you are developing. Thank you so much. And Audrey, when people are reaching out to you or when they start practicing, what is the best advice you have to give to them?
I'd say keep an open mind, trust the process, and commit to the practice. Because this I am sure of, when you practice with the open mind, things shift, things happen. And it's something as well that, being that Cartesian skeptical mind, I had to rein myself in when I started. We have this exercise like the shoulder pumping. And I remember doing this exercise and in my head being like, why am I doing that? And then I had okay, I decided I would give sophrology a try. I'm going to let go. Audrey, just do it and be in your sensations, don't think. And actually, when you start doing this, and it doesn't have to be a long time, but it can be small things on a regular basis, things change, it happens. So commit to the practice, trust in it, and just keep that open mind is the best advice I have.
I really love those words. It's definitely true. Thank you so much, Audrey, for this very special moment. I really enjoyed talking to you and learning more about your journey and all the tips that you gave us. It's really, truly inspiring. So if you want to know more about Audrey's journey and about Audrey's work, you can look at our website, www.thesophrologynetwork.com. Thank you so much, Audrey, and I look forward to meeting you soon.
Thank you.